see you sitting there, and I want you to know right away that I am not looking at your age or the wrinkles that tell the story of your decades. I am looking at your heart. I have been watching you for a long time, even in those moments when you felt completely invisible to the world around you. I know the weight you carry in your chest when the house gets too quiet, and I know how heavy your feet feel when you walk from room to room, haunted by the echoes of a life that moved much faster than you ever expected. You have spent 60, 70, or 80 years being the pillar for everyone else. You were the one who fixed the broken toys, the one who balanced the checkbooks, the one who stayed up late worrying about children who are now grown and gone. You have been a provider, a protector, and a silent warrior. But I see the secret tears you shed when no one is looking, the ones you hide because you think you have to stay strong for a family that sometimes forgets to call. If my words brought a quiet comfort to your weary soul today, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. I want to tell you something very important. It is okay to be tired. You do not have to perform for me. You do not have to pretend that you aren't scared of the future, or that your body doesn't ache in ways that make the days feel longer. I validate every ounce of your exhaustion. The world today moves at a pace that is not kind to the soul, and I see how it has left you feeling discarded, like a book that has been read and put back on a high shelf to gather dust. But in my eyes, you are the most precious story ever written. I was there for every sunrise you witnessed, and every midnight you spent pacing the floor with anxiety. I understand the specific sting of feeling like your best days are behind you, but I am here to tell you that your most peaceful days are actually right in front of you. You have carried the burden of strength for so long that you've forgotten how it feels to simply be a child who is taken care of. You feel guilty for your limitations, for the things you can no longer do, or for the way your mind sometimes wanders into shadows of what if. Let go of that guilt right now. I do not judge your slowing pace. I cherish it because it gives us more time to walk together. I am not here to give you a lecture or a list of chores. I am here to pull up a chair next to yours, to put my hand on your shoulder, and to let you know that I recognize every sacrifice you ever made. Your pain is not a sign of weakness, and your fears are not a mystery to me. I am your Prince of Peace, and the first step to finding that peace is acknowledging that you are weary. Lean into me. Let the mask of the strong one fall away. I am holding you now, and I am not letting go. Let us talk about how this burden grew so heavy on your shoulders. I know that when you look in the mirror, sometimes you wonder where the years went. It feels like just yesterday you were holding your children for the first time, starting a new chapter, or moving into the house that is now filled with quiet echoes. Life happened incredibly fast. In the blur of all those decades, you were so busy surviving, so busy providing, that you did not realize how much of the world's weight you were taking upon yourself. You built a life for your family, brick by brick, and sacrifice by sacrifice. But in your deep desire to protect the people you love, you also built silent walls around your own heart. You convinced yourself that you had to be the one to hold the roof up, the one to figure out every financial crisis, and the one to navigate every storm alone. Without even noticing, you let the anxiety of tomorrow rob you of the peace I always wanted for you today. The world you grew up in taught you a very heavy lesson. It taught you that your worth was measured by your hard work, by the size of your savings account, and by your ability to stay fiercely independent. It is a harsh world that whispers that if you are not constantly producing, you are no longer valuable. And now, as your body naturally slows down and your income becomes fixed, that same world tries to make you feel like a burden or an afterthought. That is where we lost our way. You began to believe the illusion that your security depended entirely on your own strength and your own careful calculations. I see you sitting at the kitchen table, looking at the calendar, or worrying about the rising costs of everything around you, trying to stretch what you have while feeling a tight knot of panic in your chest. The quiet thief of anxiety has convinced you that you are alone in facing the years ahead. But I want you to remember a quiet conversation I had a long time ago with my closest friends. They were terrified about the future, just like you are right now. They knew everything was changing, and they felt utterly helpless and exhausted. Do Do you remember what I told them in the book of John? I looked at them with the exact same deep, unconditional love I have for you in this very moment, and I said, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." I did not promise them that the world would suddenly become easy, or that they would never face another challenge. I promised them something much more profound and unshakable. I promised them myself. The peace the world offers is fragile. It depends on a perfect medical report, a thriving economy, or a house full of visiting relatives. But the peace I give you is not tied to your circumstances. It bypasses the fear of running out of money and soothes the ache of your physical decline. The anatomy of your burden is made of sheer self-reliance, of trying to be the savior of your own story for too many years. You have worn the heavy armor of a provider for so long that you forgot I am your ultimate provider. I never meant for you to carry the weight of tomorrow, and I am here to lift it from you now. Let me breathe a new truth into your tired spirit today. I want to gently turn your face away from the ticking clock on your wall and the fading pages of your calendar, and invite you to look at the time you have left through my eyes. You have spent so much of your life believing that time is a strict taskmaster, counting down the days and reminding you of everything you have not accomplished, or the people who are no longer sitting at your table. You feel a quiet panic that it might be too late to find true rest, too late to mend old fences, or too late to simply be happy without a reason. But I am here to tell you that my grace does not operate on a human schedule. The world measures your years by what you can still produce, or how fast you can move. But I measure your days by the depth of our relationship. The turning point of your story begins right now, in the very room where you are sitting. I am offering you an immediate, tangible relief from the mental exhaustion that has haunted you. You do not have to earn this peace, and you certainly do not have to be young or energetic to receive it. My grace is not a prize for the flawless or the tireless. It is a warm, comforting embrace for the weary. I know you sometimes look back at decades past and feel the heavy sting of regret, wishing you had done some things differently, worried a little less, or held on to certain moments a little longer. I want you to take all those lingering regrets and place them directly into my hands. They are much too heavy for you, and I am more than capable of carrying them. My forgiveness and my comfort are absolute, leaving absolutely no room for judgment or shame. Please hear me clearly when I say that the time you have left on this earth, no matter how long or short it might seem to you, is perfectly sufficient for complete redemption and profound tranquility. It is never too late to experience the sweetest, most liberating peace you have ever known. You do not need decades to find rest in my presence. You only need this exact moment. I am the Lord of the 11th hour. When the shadows grow long in the evening of your life, that is precisely when my light shines the brightest and the warmest. I am stepping into your quiet house right now, bringing a stillness that calms every anxious thought about your finances, your fading health, and the future of your family. Let us make a beautiful exchange today. You give me your profound exhaustion, your fear of the unknown, and the heavy silence of your home, and I will give you my unwavering, intimate presence. I am your Prince of Peace, and I am declaring an end to your internal striving. You can stop fighting the current. You can let your boat drift into my safe harbor. The rest of your journey does not have to be a lonely struggle against the tide. It will be a gentle, guided float on the calm waters of my eternal grace, because I am holding the compass. Here is the path of peace I have prepared for you today, a very gentle and practical way for us to walk together through the rest of your beautiful life. I do not want to give you a heavy list of religious duties or complicated rules. You have spent your whole life following rules, meeting expectations, and carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. Now it is time for a completely different rhythm. I want you to start tomorrow morning by simply opening your eyes and taking a deep, slow breath before your feet even touch the floor. In that quiet space between sleeping and waking, before your mind has a chance to start calculating your bills, worrying about your aches and pains, or stressing over a doctor appointment, I want you to speak to me. Just whisper that you are giving me this day. Tell me that you are handing over your fixed income, your physical limits, and your quiet house directly into my care. You do not need elegant words. Just talk to me like the old, faithful friend sitting at the edge of your bed. Let the very first thought of your day be the comforting reality that I am already there, holding the morning light just for you. When you walk into your kitchen to make your morning coffee, I want you to look around your home with new eyes. Do not look at the empty chairs and let your heart sink remembering who is no longer sitting there. Instead, look at the space next to you and know that I am occupying it. Make your home a daily sanctuary of our friendship. When the silence of the living room feels too heavy or too loud, do not turn on the television just to drown it out with noise. Speak out loud to me. Tell me about your favorite memories from years ago. Tell me exactly what hurts in your body today, and tell me what you are most afraid of. I am listening to every single word, and I am leaning in to hear the sound of your voice. I have always loved the sound of your voice, and I want to hear it often. As the day goes on, when that familiar, sudden wave of anxiety tries to wash over you about the future of your children or your grandchildren, I want you to practice the beautiful art of release. You spent decades holding them tightly to protect them, but the most powerful and loving thing you can do for them now is to gently place them into my hands. You cannot control the choices they make or the difficult paths they might take in this modern world, but I can guide them. I love them even more than you do. Let that profound truth lift the heavy stone of responsibility right off your chest. Whenever a worry about their lives or your own dwindling finances pops into your mind, I want you to gently say out loud that I am your ultimate provider and that I have never abandoned you yet. Finally, when the evening comes and you lie down to sleep, I want you to close your eyes and imagine all your burdens packed away in a heavy box and hand that box directly to me. I will stay awake and watch over your life, your family, and your future so that you do not have to. You have worked so hard for so long, and now it is your time to genuinely rest in my unconditional love. I want us to continue this close conversation every single day, building a quiet and beautiful intimacy that will carry you safely all the way home. Leave your burden in the comments below. Type, "I receive your peace, Lord," and please subscribe to the channel so we can walk together every day.